All right, guys. So I realize that working in the back end, it can be tough because you really don't have a visual representation of what's going on aside from like using Postman. So I just want to show you this is the final app, and we have React, we have the client, the front end, everything's in place, and I want to show you kind of what we just did reflected in the final application. So here's the login. Now if I submit this with nothing, we get email fields required, password is required. This is the stuff that we actually just did. These messages are coming from the back end. In fact, if I open up my Chrome tools here and we go ahead and do that again and we look at our request, let's look at the response, and you can see we get those errors. Okay, these are coming from those validation files that we just created. Same thing if I go to sign up and I submit, and let's take a look at those errors, and there they all are. So that's what we just did. Okay, we just haven't implemented the front end yet so that you can actually tell. Now what we're going to be doing now is working on the profile. Okay, so when we log in, let's actually just log in real quick. So when we log in, we have basically a profile. I'm going to open up. I haven't showed you this yet because we haven't dealt with Redux, but there's a Redux extension we'll be using. There we go. And if we look at our state and look at our profile, you can see it has all kinds of stuff: a handle, a company, a website, bio, location. It has a user, which has the name and avatar as well. Education, which will be an array of education of colleges or schools. Experience, which will be an array of jobs and stuff. This is all going to be in our profile. Okay, and if we look at our profile page, you can see all that stuff. All right, and we're even getting all the GitHub repos if the user decides to put their GitHub username in. We're also going to show a list of profiles. So all of this stuff is going to be happening within the profile routes that we're going to be working on this section. So there'll be quite a few endpoints. We'll have an endpoint to get all the profiles, to get the current profile for the dashboard, because this is getting our profile so that we can display stuff like the experience and all that. We're going to have a create profile route, an edit profile route, an add experience, an add education, a delete experience in education, a route to delete our entire account. So there's quite a few things that we're going to be doing within our profile routes, and quite a few fields that will be in the model. All right, and I just wanted to kind of give you a visual representation of what we'll be doing, because it can be a little difficult when you're just dealing in the back end. Okay, and then once we're done with the profile stuff, we'll move on to the posts, because we're also going to have a post section of our application. All right, and hopefully it'll become more clear as we move along. All right, so I just wanted to kind of go over that real quick before we get started.